Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Paranormal Ripples. I am Ray, and I'm joined once again by my friend Scott.
Hello, all.
Right, as you may see, this is the second episode of the Silver Screen Facade. I'm giving you a debut double episode of this show tonight. Oh, you lucky people!
You can see you dancing with joy.
Yeah, I'm very poignant because of one of the topics we'll be talking about in this episode. But as you may have seen during the intro, we're going to be talking about something that was in it, the Hollywood sign, because or Tinseltown.
Yep.
Like I was saying in the debut episode, there's a dark history in Tinseltown, and this is where we're going to be delving into some of their darkest side. Yeah, but that's controversies that have been swept under the rug, or other controversies that don't seem to see the light of day. Um, but yeah, we know that it's there. I think everyone is starting to. I think everyone's woken up a bit more since than before.
Can I stop you for 1 second?
To be honest.
Okay. I am feeling guilty right now because.
What do you think, Scott? I think a lot of people. Do you think a lot of people are waking up to it a bit more?
Yeah,
Or-
they are. They're starting to, particularly in this day and age, they're starting to see a lot of these people are not really, they're pretty much not buying the horse hockey. Let's just put it that way.
And I think a lot of it has got to do with a certain producer or director who come out
Yep.
who hit the news a certain few years ago. Mr. Harvey, I'll refer
Yep.
to him as.
Mr. Harvey. Yep. Who was sentenced to some good amount of time.
And that, so what I'm going to be showing you guys in a minute some of these controversies that apparently Hollywood want you to forget about. And there's a few that you would say that they won't they we've heard about them obviously, but they don't want you to know the full truth. But if we go back to like the 40s and 50s, casting couches were the rage. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but were the rage back then. If you wanted a movie role, I'm sorry, but yeah, the only one way you were going to get it back then.
Yeah.
And it was disgusting, but it did happen. Now in this day and age, it seems like a lot of it is still going on, but not to the extent it was back then with certain people. But there are some individuals out here, as we look, that is still looking like is going on. Because if we look, number 10 on this controversy list. What's that, Scott?
Sorry. Sorry, dude. Well, you're trying to tell a story about mine.
Everything okay, Scott?
Yeah. Siblings acting like the person he's talking to is deaf, so I had to
help him. Well, here we go. Here's one of the controversies that was major. Looks like Rob Lowe and his infamous sex tape.
Yeah.
Where and especially with underage girl. You know, he burst onto the scene as part of the Brat Pack in the 80s.
Yeah.
He's still riding away with notoriety from his 1985 film St. Elmo's Fire. Lowe was at a convention supporting Michael Dukakis for president. He met two young women in a downtown Atlanta bar, and he took them back to his hotel room, and you know what happened. He videotaped himself and them having this.
Pretty much, let's just call it the SA.
And then he found out that after he went to the restroom that the two girls stole some money and the videotape, and then he learned that one of them was only 16.
Yeah.
But then obviously, look, public scorn and humiliation followed, but Hollywood never turned its back on him. Obviously, his career stalled though for some time, but then he weathered the storm, and it was only 2 years later that he mocked about the incident on Saturday Night Live. I'm sorry, but we all you can have your opinions on Rob Lowe and everything, and on what he does as an actor.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you don't joke about certain things like that.
No. And I'm sorry, but how can Hollywood? I know he was young, but how can Hollywood not turn their back on him? If that was me or you in a normal job, and that had happened, we'd be incarcerated, wouldn't we?
That's right.
And then we have a certain individual here who was
David Carradine.
Yeah, his death in 2009 brought untouched topics of extreme essays into grisly spotlight. While in Bangkok shooting a film for the 70s, he was a star of the 70s TV series Kung Fu and Kill Bill. He was found dead, hanging from a rope in the closet.
Yeah.
And footage from the hotel security cameras showed that he was alone in his room, but despite his wife's assertions to the contrary, media and law enforcement originally speculated that he had committed suicide. However, further information revealed that the rope around his neck was also connected to his
junk
man parts.
Yep.
Suggesting that the death was a result of autoerotic asphyxiation. Yeah.
We're getting a little bit. Because it was if I remember right, there was a actor from the series Xena who also succumbed to that particular sex act.
Yeah. And if any of you've seen Family Guy, I think a certain Quagmire made fun of it as well. They did a thing with it.
And
then another one,
Monroe and JFK affair.
This one, when we talk about things getting swept under the carpet, this is one of them. Because I think you can safely say that no one I think everyone knows that it happened, but
she was also seeing RFK as well. So
yeah. There you go. And I believe this was what started with when she went first, and then he was going to talk about the aliens, if I remember correctly, and why we needed to get to the moon. Basically, I say we, even though I'm from the UK, but like human race getting to the moon. And then a few months later, or years, I think it was basically like that, which is mental. I think it was all over this though somehow. I think a part of it was to do with the NASA thing and UFOs in there, but I think mainly the reason was this: they had been they had disgraced the country. I think.
Yeah, because he and RFK, or his brother, were having fun with Marilyn, and she was found, as the Billy Joel song goes, naked, and she was supposed to have taken pills in order to off herself, but as time wore on, it's like, yeah, we're starting to think that maybe she was moited by somebody.
And if you think and if you're in America and you obviously you know, like Scott knows, if you think that the CIA and FBI I know I'm going to be controversial here, but if you think that they've got clean hands, think again. They have dirty hands as well in situations, and I think that one of the organisations was involved in this. Because you look, It began in February of 1962 when Monroe was invited to a dinner party held in Kennedy's honor. This wasn't the first time they met, though, and in their previous encounters, observers had noticed their flirtatiousness. But this time, Kennedy had asked for her phone number. He called the next day to invite her to his home in Palm Springs because Lady Jackie was absent. And there you go. What did I tell you? Though the Secret Service worked to conceal the evidence of their meetings, rumors swirled following that California weekend, and he was known as a ladies' man.
I still to this day think that happy birthday thing was set up to try and embarrass him in front of Jackie. To this very day, I still feel that.
Yeah, I do. Because it just seemed a bit too convenient, didn't it?
Oh yeah, the whole rant from old Melly there.
Yeah. And this is what we were saying. This is what Scott was saying before we get down to certain Mel Gibson and his Australian drunkenness. Is waning interest in her coincided with a series of other disappointments. She sank to alcohol and drug abuse, and on August the 4th, 1962, she died alone in her home of a drug overdose, and her death was ruled a probable suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that, guys. It wasn't an actual suicide, it was a probable.
It's probable, yep.
Something tells me that probable was related to a certain thing. Because it just seems funny that they only ruled it as probable. And there's Mel. Doing his famous handprint.
Yep, in front of Grauman's.
Mm-hmm. Looks like that looks like when he filmed Lethal Weapon because he has his Murtaugh hair, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Here you go. When arrest documents show that one of the biggest stars on the planet went on an angry anti-Semitic rant, it qualifies. In the wee hours of July the 28th, 2006, he was pulled over on Malibu's famed Pacific Coast Highway, clocking nearly 90 miles an hour. There was an open bottle of tequila in the car, and Gibson was initially cooperative. But after he was handcuffed and placed into the squad car, he was proceeded to spew anti-Semitic remarks to the arresting officer who was Jewish. Mel's father was even looped into the conversation because he was publicly denied the severity of the Holocaust. And yeah. His last major film before the DUI, funny enough, was The Passion of the Christ. And his first major endeavour after the incident grossed not quite 51 million. Yeah. And if you remember correctly, a certain Ricky Gervais from our parish over in England made fun of Mel on the Golden Globes with the drink.
Yeah.
So obviously because Ricky says he doesn't care. He knows that Mel's still playing drinky drink in certain aspects.
Yeah.
And now we have someone who was in
Miss Charlie Sheen.
Yes. Hot shots and all that good stuff. Funny enough, I was watching a film with him the other night, funny enough. With Chris Tucker. That one when he's a reporter. Charlie Sheen. I don't remember the name of the film. But yeah, he's a news reporter, guys, and yeah, she had to take Chris Tucker in. Basically because of Chris Tucker, yeah. But yeah. Even when celebrities go truly off the rails, a publicist usually intervenes for every duty damage control before they begin talking about, say, Tiger Blood. But in 2011, he offered up a series of indicative, fantastical, and allegedly drug-fueled rants to the media. And if you remember, at that time, guys, Charlie Sheen was on 2.5 Men, I believe.
Yeah.
In the Up for That Glory. Yeah. Hollywood basically, yeah, there you go. Sheen ignored the rules of Hollywood tact and lashed out against the show's executive producer, Chuck Lorre, calling him a piece of shite, a troll. Didn't know Matrix Law 212's trolls. We even got to Charlie Sheen there.
Yep.
And stupid little man. Yeah. This spurred a media hurricane that followed Sheen's progressively erratic behavior. By his seemingly crazy assertions that he was a wizard with veins of tiger blood. After CBS fired Sheen in late February, he set out on a comedy and speaking tour. And as of January 2012, Sheen seems to have taken his tiger blood into relative hibernation. And I think, guys, you can safely say, well, for the first time on this list, that someone's career, I don't think you're going to ever see him in anything ever again, hardly, because he's starting to make a comeback slowly, but he's not going to be here to the extent that he once was at that height of his fame. Now we have a certain
Crawford. Oh yes, Mommy Dearest. That famous. God, I lost count of how many times I watched that movie or came upon it back in the day.
In 1978, Christina Crawford's expose of her mother, Joan Crawford, who of course Joan adopted her, for you guys that you don't know. This was in the era of scandalous celebrity scoops. So basically, they wanted dirt on anyone. And they didn't care how they got it. Some of it was unethical. There you go. Joan adopted the infant Christina in 1939, but what began as a loving relationship began to sour as Christina grew. Joan reportedly began to assert her dominance over Christina and was even reluctant to accept the fact that her daughter was growing up. So, and during her teen years, were tumultuous between the pair, and the final straw came when she decided to pursue her dream of acting. When she was forced to leave the cast of The Secret Storm for surgery, Joan took her place, and Christina never forgave her mother for that. Joan died in 1977, a year and a half later. Christina then published Mommy Dearest.
Yeah.
The book was the first of its kind, and its claims that Joan was a self-invoked, callous, and abusive mother caught the media's attention immediately. And the book's film adaptation, starring Faye Dunaway, was renowned for its campiness, but also still fueled the public's altering opinion of Joan. Yeah. Even Christina's sisters, Catherine and Cindy, came to their mom's defense. So, yeah. Tell you something, Gwen, the two sisters that you think would be getting the same treatment as a certain Christina, even though, yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's one which Hollywood seems to love at the time.
Oh, Woody Allen and his adopted daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, his adopted daughter.
That's the one. That's the one which they pretty much pushed when it happened.
That one. This is
my skin crawl.
Yeah, this is the one that when we say that Hollywood is kind of on the there's dark sides to Hollywood. This is one of the ones because this was fucked up basically. There's no easy way to say that, but it was.
Yeah, it was totally effed up. Yeah.
He was if I remember correctly, he had just done that film, didn't he, with the New York one, weren't he, or whatever, and then the next thing this come out and yeah. There you go. She's 35 years his junior, and it was his girlfriend's adopted daughter.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Alan was talent for writing, cutting, intelligent one-liners. Must admit, that was one-liners. I must admit, he was quirky and good with. But the other side, this side of him, no. He was linked with him. Yeah. Go on, Scott.
I said he's pretty much petty. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. He was linked with Mia Farrow in the early 1980s.
And this is what caused them to break up, too.
Yeah. Farrow had a number of adopted children, among them a young daughter named Sunyi Previn, who, and then in 1991, Farrell discovered the new photos of the then 21-year-old in Alan's home. Scandal erupted. However, unlike many more conventional Hollywood partnerships, the relationship has been remarkably successful. Alan and Perry married in 1997 when he was 62 and she was 27, and as of 2012, the couple was still together. And then I'm not being disrespectful, guys. There's also the media there for you, because they even push it there saying, unlike the conventional Hollywood partnerships, their relationships have been remarkably successful. See how the narrative's changed there, guys?
Yeah.
And, yeah. There he is, guys and girls. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much one of the last movies he was doing was Ants. He's done more than that, but yeah, just makes your skin crawl knowing this dude.
Look. He's 88 now, guys. Yeah.
I looked over the internet. There isn't
There's a part of me that thinks that I wonder what all the people that he's been linked with and their children and his own children think of this. So I don't think a few of them
I know. Last I heard, even Pharaoh pretty much is, unless they rectified, like I said, unless they rectified and I don't know about it. I know she pretty much distanced herself from Soon as well.
Now onto one that me and Scott probably don't even have heard of.
This one I have. I actually heard.
You heard of AR,
yeah, I heard about this one here. And
I've not heard about this one. So this is a new one on me, guys. Obese actor Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle was one of the highest paid movie stars in Hollywood when he went to trial for murder in 1921. Yeah. He apparently booked a suite of rooms at the St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco for a weekend of partying. After he signed one of the most lucrative studio deals in history. At one point, a young unknown actress named Virginia Rapp ran screaming from one of the bedrooms, ill and in distress. The partygoers saw that she was sick, but nobody checked her into a hospital because they thought she was simply drunk. Days later, she passed away, and he was charged with armed murder. Allegedly, sexual assault, possibly sexual assault, was with a champagne bottle that ruptured her bladder, which led to the peritonitis that ultimately killed her. And the first two trials ended with an unjury, but in the third trial, he was acquitted because of a lack of evidence.
Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces about the Fatty Arbuckle one.
And then, when he passed away in 1946, Buster Keaton claimed that it was because of a broken heart, because he couldn't find work again. I wonder why he couldn't find work.
Because back then they were real strict about this stuff here. They didn't want any.
And if you remember, guys, as well, prohibition as well, because of certain mafia people around and gangs. Thomas Ince, another one from that time. He was shot. Apparently, there's rumors about after his death that he was shot and killed by Thomas Ince. The rumors were so strong that the front page of the morning edition of LA Times had a headline that read, "Movie producer shot on Earth's yacht." Yeah. The story was that Earth suspected his mistress, Marion Davis, was having an affair with actor Charlie Chaplin, who was also on the yacht at the time.
Oh, you were talking. Thank you. I couldn't think of the guy's name, but Charlie Chaplin was the one that created the whole casting couch scenario. I couldn't think of his name. Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah, he was prevalent in that, weren't he? A lot.
Yeah, he's the one that pretty much created that whole casting couch scenario.
When Earth caught Chaplin and Davis in the compromising position, he decided to get a gun and attempted to shoot him, but instead mortally wounded Ince. And because he was a powerful man, this Earth, the local district attorney was reluctant to pursue the matter to the fullest. Only one person was interviewed at the time, and an employee of Earth. Chaplin would later deny even being aboard this shot, and no further investigations was held, and he was later commemorated. Yeah. You can tell how powerful it was back then, guys.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah, the studios had pretty much a tight grip on their actors. So it's not like today where they can actually broker themselves out to Universal, Sony, and all that. Back then, when you signed a contract with a studio, you're solely with that studio.
Yeah. And now we have another famous one.
Ooh, dying on a yacht, on a boat. This is the one with Christopher Walken being on the boat. Plus, she was in the midst of making Dreamscape. She was in the midst of making Dreamscape, and she claimed that she was afraid of water, but yet she was on a boat.
This is the one that if you don't know, guys, Robert Wagner is yeah. He says that he's never ever done it, but a part of me thinks that that's bullshit. Because Thanksgiving weekend in 1981, if you don't know, she was
Brainstorm, yes.
Yeah. She was in Rebel Without a Cause, West Side Story, Miracle on 34th Street, the original, Splendor in the Grass, and then she sold her career with having 2 children with Robert Wagner, and yeah, there you go. There's Christopher Walken. They went to Catalina Island. In the early hours of the morning, though, Wood's body was found face down in the water, the victim of an apparent drowning. She indeed drowned, just because the coroner's report confirmed it. But rumours that Wood and Wagner fought over alleged flirtations with Walken engendered suggestions of foul play. For many years, though, both Walken and Wagner have remained silent, which did nothing to quell speculation. But then in Wagner's autobiography, he admits that he was jealous of Walken and says that he became angry that night. And then the case of Wood's death was reopened in November of 2011 when the yacht's captain reported having new information about her death.
New information all this time. See, that's the problem I have is a lot of times with a lot of these cases, like all of a sudden somebody comes forward like 15, 20 years later. Oh, I've got new evidence.
Too far gone.
Yeah.
I'm not being rude. No matter how far gone it is, I don't know if you agree with me here, Scott, but no matter how far it is, if it's like you said, 15 years in the future or even 60 years, if they're still alive, they should still serve the time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If it's been proved, if it can prove that they did it, yeah, I agree. But like I said, the problem I have is a lot of times you have this like 15, 17-year gap between something happening, and then all of a sudden somebody goes, which makes you question the motives of the person who's claiming you've got evidence. So how did they have a falling out for some reason? And that's also you got to call into question.
Well, we'll see how many on exactly, and this is where I'm going to look at now, because now you've seen this side, guys. We'll see how many have been repeated on this one. But here's one immediately that Christian Slater.
Yep.
He the number of men in Hollywood who have been accused of domestic violence, and we just keep finding roles in awards of them. For example, Christian Slater. Yeah, I've heard about that. He's a bit of in that way inclined. And as you can see, look, he even served some there. Spent 100 days in rehab, followed by 3 months in jail for assaulting his then girlfriend and a police officer. And then in 2005, he was arrested for sexual harassment. And then he goes, look, this is how much Christian Slater is, guys. When asked in a 2017 interview if he regretted his wilder years, so back when all this was kicking off, no, he regrets nothing. I regret nothing. And this is a guy that still got movie roles.
Yes.
And I think
He's
he's
in
still
a
getting
series about a few years ago called My Own Worst Enemy, to where he was this special agent who would be programmed for special things, but for whatever reason his mind kept shifting back to another set, to the preset. It was a good series, I'll admit that.
Now we have Rebecca Gayheart, who struck and killed a 9-year-old crossing a street in June 2001. Cars had stopped to allow him to cross, but she decided, I'll be impatient, and drove into the two-way turn lane, go around the car and hit him. She only received probation and a $2,800 fine. Poor soul. Cruz, look, Jorge Cruz was the name of the guy. And there you go. According to a 2019 interview, Gayheart paid for the funeral expenses for the boy and settled a wrongful death lawsuit with the boy's family out of court. I did not cope very well after. I just didn't want to live after that accident. That's what it came down to. I couldn't handle it at all. So I spent about a year just trying to kill myself, basically, by doing every self-destructive thing a person can do. Yeah, you might do that, Rebecca, but yeah, everyone says that they go for the pity vote. Oh yeah, I'm really down. I feel like, and how you just got that with probation and $2,800 fine? I have no idea. Oh, I do. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm not being sexist, but because you were probably known for your glory, and you still had some perks to give. Ah. The 1995 Kenneth Branagh cheating on Emma Thompson with Eleanor Bonham Carter. Yeah. Funny enough, all three of these have been in Harry Potter films. I bet Chamber of Secrets was a blast. Because he was only in that one, and yeah, they decided to push him on because they knew that
in what way of pushing? You wonder.
Right, because they knew that M2 would be coming in soon, so they didn't want him. Wonder how could someone cheat on Emma Thompson? Well, this guy did.
Yeah.
They after 2 years of dating, they married on August the 20th, 1989. Their relationship didn't last, and they announced their separation in 1995 because he was having an affair. Yeah. Thompson would go on to tell the New Yorker that the real reason for the divorce was a discovery that Branagh had started a relationship with Bonham Carter, and yeah. And I was utterly blind to the fact that he had relationships with other women on set. And apparently, a certain Bonham Carter might be coming into Doctor Who this year.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, in the next, either if not in the last episode, then the next to last episode. Yeah, she might be playing Ruby's mom.
Yeah,
that would be cool. I'll have to say that I would love to see that.
Oh, I think RTD's been pushing to try and get her for ages.
Yeah,
I think when he was first bought the show back, he wanted to get her. Yeah. This one, I feel sorry for this one. Judith Barcy, the little girl who voiced Ducky in the original Land Before Time.
Oh yes, I saw a thing about her about a couple of days ago.
Yeah, murdered by her own father a few months before the film premiered. She was only 10 years old.
Yeah, because her mother, because her father was like this alcoholic. She basically, what happened was her mom got her into commercial work, and then when she started getting become real successful, the father became real jealous. And the mother finally found a means to covertly find another place. But the father somehow found out about where they lived, went in. I forget which one he killed first, the mother or her. But then he, of course, turns the gun on himself because of remorse. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because he even said that he even threatened to kill himself and the family on many occasions. There you go. She told friends that she was afraid to go home, saying, "My daddy is drunk every day, and I know he wants to kill my mother." And shortly before an audition in May 1988, she became hysterical, which alarmed her agent.
Yep.
And it was reported that Maria told the authorities that she planned to leave her husband and move herself and the daughter out of the family home. But then 2 months later, in July, he murdered his wife and child before setting the home on fire.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about the setting the home on fire bit.
I'm not being deceitful, but that guy's a prick.
He's a piece of trash. I'll say that right here.
How can you do that to your own kid? Just because you were getting jealous. I'm not even.
He was drunk, and this is not an excuse, mind you, but yeah, he was.
I know.
He was a drunkard and got jealous and all this because.
And I know there's no excuse, like you said, we were drinking and that, but
yeah, there's no excuse for that.
No, if you're jealous of your own kid, maybe even getting a better life than you ever did, then I'm sorry, you don't deserve to be a parent. Because that's what you teach your kids, to learn from your mistakes, so then they can be better than what you are.
Yep.
And here's someone that I actually like. And I forgot he has done
this. There's talks about rebooting the whole $6 Million Man. He's up for the role of Steve Austin.
Oh, the Bionic Man.
Yes.
That would be interesting. I wonder who they would get to play the Bionic Woman. When that one, because it's just. It seems like we've gone to that phase where we're getting back to 80s stuff now, because we've got Ryan Gosling just done Fall Guy, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't know about Mark Wahlberg, he done a pretty big R word. It occasionally gets mentioned in the press, but I feel it's half-hearted every time. He just keeps getting it work in films and even presenting awards. Even though he attacked Vietnamese men as a teen. Yeah, he just keeps booking films, including upcoming ones this year. And he was in the 80s. Look, he was charged for he was only 15, but yeah, he was charged for chasing 3 black children and pounding them with rocks while yelling, "Kill the N-word."
Kill the N-word. Until
an ambulance driver intervened. The next day, he harassed another group of black children around the ages of 9 or 10 at the beach, gathering other white men to join in with it and find rock term. And then he called one man from Vietnam, Tan Lam, a Vietnam effing ass, and knocked him unconscious with a 5-foot wooden stick. In 2014, he sought out pardon, apologizing for his actions as his youth, but later dropped this request 2 years later, and he said in 2020 that he had allegedly done the work to make things right. Don't get me wrong, you might not like him as an actor, or you might like him as an actor. I like him as an actor.
Yeah, he's good.
He is good. But yeah, there's another one that Hollywood kind of swept under, because when he was young, they would basically said, yeah, you can still get into Hollywood even though you've done this. I forgot about this one. Mr. John Hamm. Brutally hazing a kid in college. In Texas, funny enough, in 1990, John Hamm participated in a violent hazing at the University of Texas. It was so violent that the incident led to criminal charges until a fraternity chapter permanently disbanded.
Okay, I remember. Okay, This one I'm starting to vaguely remember. Yeah.
The victim, a Mark Allen Sanders, said he was severely beaten, dragged by a hammer, and had his pants lit on fire. The pledge also said that Am participated till the very end. The lawsuit was dismissed in '93, and when asked about the incident during a 2018 interview with Esquire, the interviewer noted that Am's tone after the topic was brought up became tinged with anger, and he said, "I hope I didn't sign up for it piece." He downplayed it as a sensationalized and called someone being led around with a claw of a hammer beneath his genitals a bummer. Personally, I'm not being acceptable. I don't like John Am. There's just something about him which.
I can't remember anything he's been in, tell you the truth.
Let's have a look. He was in Mad Men, Baby Driver, Top Gun Maverick,
Okay.
Keeping Up with the Joneses, and Tag. Oh yeah, he was in Tag, wasn't he? He was that scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just see Maverick, so okay.
Another actor I like, and there's this history of him dating 16-year-olds. Apparently, after news of the actor's death broke, the Daily Mail and In Touch Weekly both ran features about Walker's current girlfriend, Jasmine Pilchard Gosnell, was coping with her loss. Both of them noted that the pair began a relationship when she was 16 and he was 33. And before Pilchard Gosnell, Walker had dated another woman, Brianna Atwell, while she was 16 as well.
Ew. That's Statch. That's Statch right there.
Yeah. Like I said, some of these actors, I'm not being rude. You may like him as actors. I like him as an actor in Fast and Furious and a few others.
Yeah.
But outside of in Hollywood terms, you can tell how he's still got work.
Yeah.
The Fast and Furious franchise made him, basically. He may have made his debut when he was younger, but when Fast and Furious came along, his career just... And he seemed to get to that level where... I'm not able to say it because, well, you know what I'm going to say, where his career seemed to be untouchable for periods, didn't it? Nothing... And that's what happens with some of these people. This one I don't know about. Victor Salva. I still see people promoting Jeepers Creepers who clearly have no idea about him. He's writer director. Jeepers Creepers writer and director Victor Salva is a convicted P and R who was able to continue making films even for Disney after his conviction.
Well, you got to look who he's making it for, because look at Disney today. So,
yeah, and there's a lot, and I'll get into a couple of other topics as well, companies as well, because and there's this thing on Discovery Plus I saw, and obviously I know about it because of the news of that. But Nickelodeon as well.
Yeah.
They you can tell where we go with some of these lists here, guys. There you go. The 59-year-old was convicted in 1988 of the sexual M of Nathan Forrest, a 12-year-old actor and star of his film Clown House. He videotaped the act and was also convicted of possessing commercial videotapes and magazines containing CP. Salva was only served 15 months of his 3-year sentence, and then
we wonder why this garbage doesn't get the point.
Yeah, and then he somehow managed to go on and make a career in Hollywood in the years that followed. And Disney hired him to direct their supernatural drama Powder, and then he found great success with Jeepers Creepers that spawned the franchise. And I'm sorry, but look at this piece of shit.
Yeah, I'll call him that too. He's a piece of shit. And people like that, I will quite honestly say, should find their way to the Mariana Trench.
Yeah. I'd drop them from about 60,000 feet and just let them drop.
This is my theory. This is my theory on how this type of garbage should be treated. You put them in a cargo container. You oops them over into the edge of into the Mariana Trench. And once it comes to settle on the very bottom, if they can make it back to the surface on one breath, then we'll talk about redemption. Oh, that's right. Mariana Trench is the deepest point of the Earth. And once it gets to a certain point, that cargo container is going to start squeezing and compressing to where it collapses in itself. Oh, damn, big lost society.
Now you know why we say that Hollywood's got a dark side, people. How he got work still is because, and I'm going to say it as it is because that's how I am. He got it because he was probably mixing with the right people in that. He was in the circle the same as him. And they managed to sweep it under the carpet, basically. This happened in jolly old Ireland. Matthew Broderick. As someone who was there you go. I can't get over the Matthew Broderick car crash. He drove irresponsibly and killed 2 people. He should have received a harsher punishment at the time. I'm sure he's sorry and all, but he has always rubbed me the wrong way because of that. We don't get to tell other people how to feel about that situation. In 1987, them two were dating, obviously.
Yeah.
Because of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, great movie. He got charged with causing death by dangerous driving in Northern Ireland. But he could have faced up to 5 years in jail. But then somehow he ultimately was convicted of a lesser charge, careless driving, and only fined $175. And the victim's family was shocked and called the case a travesty of justice. The actor, who had not been drinking, spent 4 weeks in a Belfast hospital with a fractured leg and ribs, collapsed lung, and concussion. Grado escaped with minor injuries, but both women in the other car were killed instantly. He said they had no recollection of the crash and didn't know he was in the wrong lane. I'm sorry, but if you're going to take an holiday or vacation to come over here,
$175 for how many lives in the other car again? Come on.
Two women.
Yeah.
And I'm not in this episode, like I was going to just say, you're going to vacation over here, like the UK. You would already know the laws of the country, surely, that you know that you're going to be coming onto the other side of the road. Because this is 1987, guys.
Yes.
There was movies set in England at that time. Alfie, there was one with Michael Caine, who was in there. Italian Job. How many movies were set in England and Northern Ireland and that, and depicted the way of driving was? Oh yeah, we have Olivia Jackson now. She was a stunt person who was in an horrifying accident on the set of Resident Evil, the final chapter. She survived, but she was in a coma for over 2 weeks, lost her left arm, bless her, and had other very shudder-inducing injuries. While standing in for Mila Jovovich during the 2015 shoot in Cape Town and riding a motorcycle at high speed, she collided with a crane-mounted camera.
Oh, ow.
Yeah. Traveling in the opposite direction. She would spend the next 17 days in a coma, with her left arm having to be amputated above the elbow. She was also left with a twisted spine, paralysis of the top left quarter of her body, including her neck, a dislocated shoulder, and severed thumb, punctured lungs, and even broken ribs, and still suffers lasting nerve damage and facial scarring. And then 4 years ago, in 2020, after 4 years of a legal battle, she said that she can no longer work in her field and continues to suffer from chronic pain. She won the court ruling in South Africa that placed blame on the driver of the camera vehicle. However, the victory was bittersweet, as under South African law, though, her only financial recourse now is with the country's Road Accident Fund, which caps compensation for medical expenses and payouts, and that could be less than $15,000 a year. Poor soul. She's probably just smiling to this day, but when you've done something like a stunt work person and you love it, and then that happens. And then we have another thing from the movie. Also, while filming the same movie, a crew member died when he was crushed by an Humvee. This happened only 2 months after Olivia's accident.
Yeah.
Looks like that film was cursed, guys. Reports out of South Africa indicate that Cornelius was standing near a Humvee that was parked on a rotating platform when it slid off and crushed him against the wall.
Ooh.
Yeah. The Resident Evil franchise actually has an issue of accidents. During the filming of Retribution, 16 actors dressed as zombies were injured when they fell from a platform during filming.
They're zombies. How can they get hurt? What, did they see Blaine's and decide to go die for Blaine's?
That is like one franchise that should be, yeah. Oh, I know a stunt woman here. Oh, the Cannonball Run. Yeah, I remember this one. Heidi Von Belts. She was doubling for Farrah Fawcett. Her job, though, was simply to be a passenger in the front seat of the speeding car, but the car had bald tyres and numerous mechanical problems. It also had no seatbelts, so when the car crashed and Heidi, with no seatbelt, remember, she got ejected from the car through the windshield. She was a quadriplegic for the rest of her life.
Adrienne Barbeau in the forefront.
Yep. And if you remember, guys, that part there, the car had bald tires and numerous mechanical problems. I can guess now, and I bet you agree with me, mate, that Hollywood paid for a shitty car just to get them through the filming.
I could see them using a shitty car for stunt work. Yeah.
Look, she received a settlement, but most of it went to paying extensive medical bills, obviously, because no offense to America, but they have to pay for their health care, which is shitty. She and her sister were able to buy a nice home, though, but they lost it, though, in the subprime mortgage crisis, and the new owner said he didn't care if Heidi was disabled, so he kicked her out, and she spent the last few years of her life in a tiny apartment. Dear God.
What a douchebag.
Yeah. There you go. According to Deadline, though, when it came time to film the stunt, the car's driver, Jimmy Nickerson, still didn't think it was ready. He wanted more repairs, but was told that the parts from Los Angeles had not arrived and that he'd have to make do. I can see that. Then in 2015, she went into cardiac arrest following abdominal surgery and put on life support. She died 10 days later. But when we say Dark Side of Hollywood, this is part of it.
Yeah, that's barbarism right there.
We don't care that the parts ain't arrived yet, so you just gotta make do with what you've got. And he was pushing for the more repairs because he knew what was going to happen. But studio didn't care as long as they got the film. And another one, the death of Sarah Jones on the set of Midnight Rider. The director hadn't gotten the proper permission to be on the tracks, but filmed anyway. Yeah. He ignored
douchebag.
Dark Side of Hollywood, guys. They don't care if they don't get permission. Some of these directors, I don't know, they get the money shot basically. The director said, he filmed anyway. So Sarah died trying to pull the mattress off the tracks to prevent the train from derailing. It set off a court case and the safety for Sarah movement on sets. You see it written on the clappers all over the world, but conditions for crew can still be dangerous simply because directors and producers want to save money and cut corners. Yeah. She was a camera assistant as well. In 2014, it happened in Georgia, while the Greg Allman biopic she was working on was filming a dream sequence on the tracks. While the crew scrambled to get out of the way, they could not remove the prop bed, and when the train hit, part of the bed pushed Jones into the locomotive's way. She was hit by the train's fuel tank.
Ow!
Yeah. As a result, the film's director, Randall Miller, pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and served jail time. I bet it wasn't enough, though, guys.
I'd put even money on that too.
All right, Randall Miller. There we go. There he is. He served there you go. On March the 9th, 2015, he agreed to a plea deal in exchange for having charges dropped against his wife. He was sentenced to 10 years, the first 2 to be served in jail, followed by probation, and he was released from jail in 2016.
So he basically served just a quarter or even half of that, it looks.
Yeah. Her family, though, was awarded $11.2 million in civil damages. Miller was found responsible for 28% of the amount of the latest ruling. Still not enough, guys, I don't think. Johnny Cash being 0% sorry that he single-handedly caused a wildfire that killed off 49 of the 53 endangered condors in California. I must have missed that part in Walk the Line. In the 60s, his overrated party truck became an igniting torch. And yeah. You know, the rest 49 of the area's 53 endangered condors went up. But come on, it's Johnny Cash. He did do it right, Ring of Fire. He did mention it in that song.
At least they had a good pheasant, I guess. Oh, did I say that aloud? My bad.
Oh, this enlightening fellow. Owen Wilson abandoning his daughter but being close with his sons. In 2018, Varuni Von's Veritas gave birth to a daughter, Lila, who was fathered by her ex-boyfriend, Owen Wilson. Lila is Wilson's third child. He has 2 sons, obviously, from 2 previous relationships. But, however, he apparently has never met her and checked the no visitation box during a court hearing, despite being named the baby's biological dad. So, yeah. Dude, you're a scumbag.
Yeah. Granted, I chatted with my dad on occasion, visit him as much as I could, but he'd do the same for me. But yeah, if you're disallowing your child, even knowing that you are a scumbag,
and you're being close to 2 kids, but then you decide, no, I don't want to get to be close to your daughter. Yeah, I hope that daughter, grows up and makes something of her life just to fight you. Our the butter scene in Last Tango in Paris was unscripted and was basically an A on camera. Brando, 48 at the time, told Maria Schneider, who was just 19, what was going to happen right before filming. He didn't ask her if it could happen. He just did it without consulting her at all and said nothing after the take. Leaking in the resurfaced video from 2013, Bernardo Bertolucci said Ian Brando came up with the idea to shoot the scene in which Brando's character uses a stick of butter to anally his lover, and Bertolucci continued to say that he wanted her reaction as a girl, not as an actress. She told us, Schneider said that she was so angry, I should have called my agent or had my lawyer come to the set because you can't force someone to do something that isn't in the script. But at the time, I didn't know that. After the scene, Marlon didn't even console me or apologize. Thankfully, it was just one take. She died in 2011.
Ew. And keep in mind, folks, at one particular time, his son was kidnapped. And there was a guy who's got 2 hooks for hands called J.J. Arms. And it was J.J. Arms who helped get Brando's son back. But this is just disgusting as hell.
As I keep saying, guys and girls, Dark Side of Hollywood.
Oh,
Yeah.
Disgusting as hell. Yes. I remember this one quite well.
Dear. Yeah. Mostly just Landis's attitude about the whole thing. Vic Morrow and child actors Micah and Renee died on July 23rd, 1982 while filming a mock Vietnam battle scene for Twilight Zone near Santa Clarita, California. When the cameras rolled, pyrotechnic fireballs engulfed Dorsey Wingo's helicopter, forcing him down into a river where the actors waded. As 100 or so people looked on, the right skid of the aircraft crushed 6-year-old Renee, who was a few feet from Morrow. The aging star had dropped her. Oh, that's nice. The helicopter then toppled over and its main blade sliced through Morrow and 7-year-old Micah. After this tragic accident, the Vietnam ending was changed to have Morrow's character return to France before being sent off to a concentration camp. John Landis, who was the director of Segment 1, was tried for the pilot, as well as the film's unit's production manager and special effects coordinator. All, including Landis, were ultimately acquitted, though, but multiple further lawsuits continued.
Yep, this I remember very, very well. I mean, you could not turn on the TV back then without hearing that going on.
And guess that was the currency that was used back in that day, guys. Like it is to this day.
Yeah, because see, the Twilight Zone movie, they were actually doing sort of like a reboot of a way of some of the episodes from the original Twilight Zone.
Nev from Catfish repeatedly punching a woman, a student at Sarah Lawrence College, in the head in 2006. In his own book, In Real Life, Love, Lies, and Identity in the Digital Age, Nev Schulman talks about an incident where he was tossed out of Sarah Lawrence College for punching a girl in the face. He claims in the book that he was unaware the person he was punching was a woman. Oh, what? Don't any of the physical features give it away, mate?
Yeah.
Of
course, nowadays
it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I'm admitting. Another one. Yeah, guys. Don Johnson over on Miami Vice. He was living with his 15-year-old girlfriend. In 1982, then 14-year-old Griffith met Johnson, who was 22 at the time, on the set of their movie The Howard Experiment, which her mother Tippi Edwin also starred in. Johnson and Griffith moved in together when she was 15 and got engaged on her 18th birthday, tying a knot in 1976. On the evening before the wedding, I had been with Marjorie Wallace most of the night, Johnson later admitted. Melanie called out about 4 or 5 in the morning. We professed undying love and flew to Las Vegas and got married. The marriage, though, lasted only 6 months. And if you can remember, guys, like I said with Miami Vice, he was in the episode Power, so I presume he could get anyone he wanted back then.
He was also in Nash Bridges, too.
Yeah. This family.
Oh. Brother. Like you can't go too far without hearing something about the Hogans.
If it's not Hulk, it's one of the others. Hulk Hogan's son, Nick Belair, got into a car accident that left his best friend permanently and severely brain damaged. And guess what? He got away with it. In August 2007, he was enrolled in a car crash in Clearwater, Florida. Investigators said at the time that Belair was driving his car recklessly when it crashed. Well, he was reportedly on life support with brain injuries after the crash. He turned himself in and pleaded no contest to reckless driving with serious bodily harm and was sentenced to 8 months in jail. Last year, he was arrested and charged with driving under the influence in the same city. The sergeant who pulled him over reported that Belair showed signs of impairment and performed poorly on-field sobriety tests. He also refused to take a breath alcohol content test and had a strong odor of alcohol. Belair, though, was arrested on a misdemeanor charge of driving under the influence and refusing to take the BAC test. He was released later that evening with a $500 bond assessment.
Good night. Oh, now we're coming to everybody's famed shooter.
Yeah, that's a controversy in itself. How he's got away with that, I had no idea. Because I'm not even, he would have known that. But yeah, he called his 11-year-old daughter a thoughtless little piggy.
Oh, yes.
In an appalling voicemail he left her. In 2007, he lost his visitation rights for his daughter Ireland, whom he shared with ex-wife Kim Basinger.
Yep.
When Basinger's lawyers shared a profane voicemail he left for Ireland, on the tape he screamed at Ireland for refusing to take his call, labelling the girl a rude, thoughtless pig. Baldwin immediately issued an apology and began working to rehab his image. And since 2022, they've since patched up their differences.
And of course, we all know that. We all know old Baldwin's career's been shot to hell since then.
Yeah.
With all one shot.
I guess the reason was that he was afraid he was going to go to prison and rust.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why them two patched up.
Jetty.
This is a famous one as well for the yeah. Now you know why we say Dark Side of Hollywood, guys, because the space of how many things have we seen that these characters have gone for the young sort. Yeah. Seinfeld, brilliant show. Yeah, Guy, don't look. You can tell she's not really impressed, can you? In 1993, he was in a relationship with 17-year-old high school senior Shoshana Lonstein. He was 21 years older than her at the time. Though allegedly, they only went public after she turned 18 and dated for 4 years. I met this girl. She's a very sweet girl and she's very pretty. I don't know how old she was. I knew she wasn't 40. Well, that's all right then, innit? Not. I took her to a basketball game, and that was the whole thing. I don't meet that many women I like, period. So when I like someone, I don't care about her race, creed, or national origin. If I like her, I don't care. I don't discriminate. If she's 18, if she's intelligent, that's fine. Sometime later, though, he went onto the Howard Stern show and said, I didn't realize she was so young. This is the only girl I ever went out with who was that young. I wasn't dating her. We just went to a restaurant and that was it.
I'm sorry, but if you were with friends, I could understand, and she was with somebody at the same time, I would understand, but one-on-one, no.
And how did you say that in a Playboy interview and then sometime later say, no, we weren't dating?
It's called recanting to cover one's ass.
And then we've got Woody Allen here.
Again? Oh, that's from someplace else.
This is that's when he yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. But everything he did was completely. This is like most of Hollywood here. This phase. everything he did was completely swept under the rug, while Mia Farrow got dragged for speaking out against him.
Yeah.
I
Mia
refuse
was
to
in
watch.
the right.
Yeah. There you go. He was a major predator, but everybody just turned a blind eye to him. There you go. And of course, we just mentioned him. So, yeah, that guy, yeah, he just creep.
He's a scum. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag.
He's creepy as
There's no way
well.
you can make in this case. You really can't make jokes about it because here you have his adopted daughter, and then he's Methuselah age and decided to have fun with his adopted daughter. And Mia Farrow even denounced, like I said before, I don't know if they reconciled or not, but she even doesn't even recognize her either because of the bleckiness of it all.
Have a look. Doesn't look like it. Oh, hang on. That was 3 years ago. What does this say? Oh, yep. Judging by 3 years ago. And there's even a docuseries on HBO, look.
Yeah.
So looking at this, she doesn't
recognize even her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I regret bringing him into the family. Well, we'll be coming on to someone else in a minute, but Reddit has some interesting talks about dark side that nobody talks about. Judy Garland under old Pandora's box of dark side from the cocktail druggers her agents gave her to binding her breast to look younger. Yeah, they did that to make her look younger.
Yep.
Corey Feldman and what happened to him.
Yeah.
If you don't know about Corey Feldman, I'd go and research that one. Hollywood accounting. They will negotiate contracts to be paid. Look. Like other people based on the profits the movie makes. And but yeah, Corey Feldman is a famous one, guys.
Yeah, he's trying to bring people to out and about as well. Bring the shine of light of things.
And then you have other ones here. There you go. It doesn't matter what horrific things you do as long as you're discreet and make money for the execs. Yep. And if you're especially friends with execs, they'll basically sweep stuff under the carpet for you as well. There's a lot of things about this dark side. Look, dark side of acting. Look. There was also one that I heard that really made me sick, and I don't know if you heard about it, but the young girl from Poltergeist.
Oh yeah.
That she had apparently suffered at the hands of the execs a lot. That was the cause of why she ended up, and they didn't take her to hospital or anything, and then the next thing she ended up dying. If you don't know about that, guys, go and research it because there's also a clue in the Poltergeist movie, I believe, on the Super Bowl, which they put in plain sight because they knew what they were doing. So yeah, it happens in a lot of things. And then we have someone whose career has gone. Yeah. He's been he's an outspoken. This is Tom Cruise, everyone. Yeah. look, does Tom Cruise get a pass? You don't know what he come out and said that Scientology helped him overcome dyslexia.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I can definitely say I suffered from it, and you slowly find workarounds. But that's why I jokingly call myself this right here. But no, Scientology, I very much doubt helped him to get over it. He did it by perseverance.
Yeah. It's like he's been a close man on the lead as well since the 1980s. If you look, guys, look. It's like there's all look. Apparently, there's also that he stopped visiting the UK headquarters. I doubt it.
Because a lot of places don't even recognize Scientology as a religion.
No. This was last year. Now, apparently, he's given up on it. Hocus Pocus, I believe, there. Yeah, I know he was over it because he went to a restaurant near me in the Peaks when he was doing Mission Impossible over here. But I'm sorry, but then I'm going to say something about somebody that him. He looks like he's not aged one bit.
No, he hasn't.
Nor has Paul Rudd.
Mm-mm.
Those two seem to be. They seem to be on something. Even Nicolas Cage, I would say, doesn't look like he's. Apart from he don't look like he's the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good. It says that he's been drifting away. It was claimed in 2021 that he was drifting away after years of being a poster boy. I'm sorry, but I don't think he has.
He probably has random ties with them now, but yeah, like I said, there's a lot of places that do not recognize Scientology as a religion, more of a cult.
And we know about cults in Hollywood because yeah, there's something that you don't know about, but we've been living under a rock because yeah, this thing, adrenochrome. Apparently, a lot of people that have used this in Hollywood. I'd recommend looking at some of the pictures that have been going on around it, because there was one picture ages. Look, that even tells you there. Now people are waking up. Look, that's in St. Paul, Minnesota. But there's a picture I'm trying to think of. It was like I think it was Lady Gaga and someone, and they were a picture of them taking part in something like this. It is a very messed up situation, this one, adrenochrome. If you think some of your actors are in this, yeah. Because I'm not rude, you just have to go on the Reddit and yeah. Look. Someone's favourite person there was mentioned on this. Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh.
If you go on many public figures' social media, Ellen, Tom Hanks, Oprah, Lady Gaga, you'll find a bunch of comments accusing them of trafficking children and harvesting adrenochrome from them. They are most likely insane conspiracy theories, but I would just want to know where they come from. Yeah, if you don't know, during pandemic, there's a lot of weird stuff going on with the celebrities, weren't there? There's some there's um Tom Hanks there's Tom Hanks who was
Oh yeah, he's in trouble as well with a little with some problem with some little dealings he's done connected with a certain island.
yeah, that list is infamous.
Yeah,
I'm not being respectful. That is one list that should be released.
it should, and that's what a lot of people says that list should be released, and not a single person has been held accountable. And granted, the list has been Musk has released it on X, Twitter, however you want to say it.
Hmm.
And a lot of people said they've probably gone there but didn't contribute to the Epsteinness of things, but still. A certain former president who used a cigar on somebody is said to have frequented the the uh, the island as well.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of things around
This
this
broad.
as well in there. I don't know, but
And her little comments after the little disaster, the little fires in Hawaii.
yeah,
And strange how her house at her acreage was one of many that didn't get touched by the fire.
exactly.
And another thing that was going on is anybody who tried to inquire about the number of children who had passed away or lost are always shot down by the governor or mayor or whoever was who did the interviews.
Hmm. And there's a little thing as well with Ellen here.
Oh yeah,
Don't know if you saw it.
harassment thing. Yep.
The set design. If you don't know what we're on about here, guys, her set design. How does that look? There is something weird with her. I'm telling you. With Ellen. Because, yeah, like they said, so Ellen's set is similar to Epstein Island. Coincidence. This private island is a place where all elites come to, you know. That blue building is a temple. A god that demands child. I mean, he worshipped that god and. It's funny how her set is similar to it, isn't it?
Eerie. Is old Ellen trying to give a hint to something?
Yeah, she's trying to tell people what she's like. Obviously, like we said, Mr. Hank says
It's linked to the old.
yeah, and then as you were saying, guys, as well, when you're a popular actor or actress, the media seem to do everything to cover stuff up. So like I'm not being respectful. Why did he all of a sudden want to go and become a Greek citizen, Mr. Hanks? When Greece, we know, is in a bad financial state.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not being respectful. Look at him. I don't know why it is, but the the more you look at these actors that you once look up on a pedestal, they seem to be coming down, and you're looking at them like there's something not right with him. And he's got that stance now, which gives something away, like he's not 100%. No. His wife is like, even his wife is a bit,
Yeah. Plastic.
The last time I saw his wife in anything was Jingle All the Way.
The
Hey,
Legal
that was
Express. That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of the name of the. That's what they call the little transport over to the Epstein Island.
Yeah. Apparently they became honorary Greek. They got awarded honorary Greek citizenship after their work in bringing attention to a July 2018 wildfire. I don't remember them like campaigning now. Either I've gone doolally or something. Yeah. But in the news last year, Tom Hanks warns dental plan ad image is an AI fake. There you go, talking about Hollywood. Back in 2004, he had a controversial blackface. He was ridiculed for it, but it's nothing,
Well, a lot of people have been doing that blackface, and then all of a sudden, like several years later, like, oh, we've totally forgotten about that. Well, look at Kimmel. He did something during his show where he impersonated a famous basketball player, black basketball player, and it's like now it's like they've forgotten all about it, but yet anybody else does it.
This was a couple months ago as well, where leaked cell phone data reveals that nearly 200 mobile devices show the exact path visitors may have taken from 80 cities to Mr. Jeffrey's Island.
Yep. Yeah, you remember old Jeffrey, the man who somehow hung himself when cameras just mysteriously failed.
And he was linked to one of our royal family, certain Prince Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's been swept under the carpet here. Basically, he got took off from thing and been swept. But look, newly leaked cell phone location data has shown a light on which individuals may have visited, and that the data was collected from more than 100 mobile devices and shows the path that the cell phone users took to get to the island, spanning across 80 cities.
Trying to conceal their
26 states or territories.
There we go. There's old Epi right there.
Yep, right there. It was there you go. This past year, unsealed court documents produced an extensive list of people who were allegedly tied. Yeah, but we ain't gonna see it.
Oh hell no! Conceal it and try to keep those individuals safe as all cost.
And that's the sad thing, because I feel like we have a right to know.
Oh yes, we do have the right to know.
Like, I'm not really acceptable. It's like anything. If you're going to go into a place of work and I'm not going to say it. It is like everyone. If you don't like it, sorry. But there's a sex offender who was or one of these working there, and you didn't know, and you wanted and you done a check on them, and you went and took it to the boss, and they didn't know. They'd have a right to. They'd be like, right, he needs to go because he's lied about something.
Right. Because it's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when.
So how many of our celebrities have and that tells you something as well. where's the woman? There. His longtime friend helped him a lot. Miss Maxwell.
Yep.
Because if you put in Google, look. This was done in January.
Yes.
Oh. There's talking of Prince Andrew. Look. Bill Richardson. Another one. Before his death last year, he denied ever meeting. This was when that Virginia was giving her testimony. Oh, look. We knew he would be on this list.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it's...
Mr. Clinton himself has said that he flew on his plane 4 times, including twice to Africa, because they worked together on humanitarian projects.
Working to do what there? Oh, Billy.
Then we have Mr. DT.
Oh yeah, no, DT. He's not basically with him. He found out that he was that Epstein was doing stuff to somebody, and he's pretty much barred. He barred him. So Donald Trump is pretty much just one of the ones who called him out. Because he was at Mar-a-Lago, and he found out that that Epstein was doing something quite foul, and pretty much had him kicked out of his resort.
Then in Palm Beach, Joanna Zolberg said that she met Michael Jackson. But yeah, notice how they look. Yeah, look. There's some of the names. Look, David Copperfield was on on it.
Whoa! I wonder what sort of magic he was trying to do. How much planes he was trying to make disappear.
Wonder what aces he was trying to get into. John Connolly, a New York PD police detective turned investigative journalist who investigated Epstein. He's a lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, who represented Epstein. Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. Leo, I know he wouldn't do anything, but there again, he has that history of always going for girls of a certain age and him not going over a certain age. When they get to that age, he wants to can them, doesn't he? And then we have South Park's favorite figure, Al Gore.
Yeah, the guy who keeps claiming he's one of many who wants to keep on saying, "Oh, the ice, the pole caps are going to melt. We're going to be underwater. You need to stop doing this, this, and this." But yet, every time when the time passes, nothing happens.
Yeah. Richard Branson from us, obviously. Stephen Hawking, who that one is concerning for Stephen Hawking because apparently there's a lot of deep there. The former Israeli Prime Minister Kevin Spacey, yeah. I'm sorry, guys, but
Spacey, he's a little kitty fiddler.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Well, there was a documentary on our screens a few days ago on Channel 5. I don't know whether any of you guys saw it who was over in the UK, but his brother, whose dress sense looks like bloody Rod Stewart, he's admitted a lot of things about it. Like, yeah. George Lucas. No. Kate Blanchett, Naomi Campbell, Heidi Klum.
Heidi Klum, yeah.
Yeah, well, there again, after Seal and when I don't know. Bianca Jagger, Bruce Willis, Cameron Diaz. Some of these you got to take into account, like Cameron Diaz, and that depends on how old they were as well. Chris Tucker, RFK, we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Who's up for presidency?
Hmm.
Oh, that's Junior, my bad.
Okay, Junior. Then we have a certain other one who was Ron Eppinger, Anuska Georgiou, a model who accused Epstein of R. Doug Band, longtime Bill Clinton aide, who says he urged Mr. Clinton to cut ties with Epstein.
Yeah. I smell covering one's ass. With
Yeah.
That's covering one's ass routine. That's a comment.
Sarah Kellen, he's a former assistant who was named as an unindicted co-conspirator. See, guys, even women are like it. Nah. Ronaldo and Deborah Rizzo, who worked for Glenn Dubin. Ailey Robson, named as a teen recruiter for Epstein in police documents. The private jet pilot, Dave Rogers. Alfredo Rodriguez, who was jailed in 2012 for hiding and trying to sell his black book.
Which makes you wonder how many people are in that little black book.
I bet that is a massive book. Because he'd have the dirt on everyone. And yeah, that Virginia, look how many doctors that had to go and see her, blessed. Look.
Yeah.
You got one, 2, 3. So 2 physicians, 3 physicians, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 physicians had to treat her after what happened to her. It is nuts. But yeah,
you want to talk about the dark side of Hollywood right there in a nutshell is makes people wonder, are you willing to give up your soul that much to become a celebrity?
Mm-hmm. Let's see, nearly 200 names linked. Expected to be, what was that? Made public. Well, we read them, but yeah, look at him. And she was, like I said, she was no better.
Yeah, she was no angel.
And then yeah, you got all these as well. Look, the flight logs.
Yeah.
These are all public, guys.
Yep. It's all public domain, so you can look at it as much as you want.
Look, form as well. Look, I mean, look. That's how you know that they're frequent. Because you look, how many have got the same airplane? Look.
Yeah.
And pilot signature. The pilot's not. I'm not being disrespectful. The pilot's not even coming out of this. They're innocent. I don't think. Because he obviously knew as well, and he was probably getting paid to keep his mouth shut. There you go. Look, here's one. I'll give you an example here, guys. Jeffrey, Ghislaine, and Elisa. But yeah, look how many the log is. Page 9, 10, 11. I'm not being disrespectful. I'll show you how far it goes down. 84. There you go.
Good night.
90. 91.
They
There you go.
certainly love making their little trips.
This was 2002.
Huh. The year that I joined Sears. Which makes you wonder how long that was actually going on before that.
Yeah. That is crazy.
That is creepy.
Crazy and creepy.
And of course, we got some redacted things right there in the black.
Wonder who they were. This was 2006. This way went up to 2006 there. But yeah, look, page amount forward. Look, and this all started. Look at the date when the first page was 1991. So there's 15 years there, guys, already.
1991. I was still living in North Carolina.
That is creepy and crazy. So you can go and see them flight logs and see what you think of it, guys.
Yeah, look for yourself, folks, and then make up your own mind on.
It is There you go. And there you go. Trump has previously said that he has not been in touch for 15 years before his death. So, and Epstein, of course.
Which means Epstein really took us in a bind to where if they had to take him out. And once again, we got redacted. All those little names were redacted, so you can't tell.
And this is from a certain thing that we were just talking about, Scott.
Yep.
The little black book. If you put it this way, you're someone powerful, and the quickest way to want to get people on your side, basically, to strike fear in them, is because you have it right here.
Yeah, you keep paperwork down.
Lord and Lady Bismarck, Tony Blair, our former Prime Minister.
Oh, lovely.
And David Blaine. Nice how Flavio Briatore has a square around it, everyone. That's when you know that he was using that name for something. Another couple of names. John Luke Brunel. Alistair Campbell, another one of ours. Look at my.
Good night.
Don't think that's the Cena, but if it is, Jesus, Phil Collins.
Something's coming in the air tonight.
Guess he was wanting him to see Another Day in Paradise. Mini Driver. Jeremy Drags.
I love Minnie. Too bad that hopefully she was just happened to be there on she was with somebody and not part of that ilk.
Certain F1 mogul, Bernie Eccleston. A certain thing that's called Elizabeth. Ben Elliott. Ed Epstein. Yeah, guys, yeah. Ralph Fiennes, the actor. Howard Finkelstein.
That sounds like an alias.
Yep. Tom Ford and Richard Buckley. Matthew Ford. That sounds like an alias. And this way, I wouldn't be at all surprised if flipping Vince McMahon made an appearance in this book. Sheesh. I know they had to make redacted for all the numbers in there. This is ridiculous. Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, geez. He's sort of weird.
Yeah, this is we were telling you, Liz Early.
I love Liz. I mean, she's one of the cute ones.
Yeah.
But sadly, it's looking like she might be one of the cockeyed ones.
Mick Jagger.
Eddie those lips, yeah, I can see.
Yeah. Eddie Irvine, the former Formula One driver, I guess that is. Tim Jeffries. Jason. Now you know. Here you go, guys. Here's a perfect example for you. Look at this page. And you can see this guy as well. Why don't these long ones have names like their last names, eh? We have Jake. We have Jake, Avier, and Jason, and in brackets Canada. Someone didn't want to put their last name down there.
No, that's really trying to keep yourself from being found out.
Oh, Gemma Kidd. I thought I said Jason Kidd. I was going to say, what the hell is a basketball legend doing on here? David Koch, Alistair Kudrow, David Lambert, Anna Kravitz, Chris Lambert. Another one with a square around it. Sounds like these ones are important in some aspect.
Always. They probably had the squares are probably to indicate their preference in certain things.
Yeah. Peter Mandelson as well was in this book. Looking at there's loads of names on here. It's crazy. It's creepy, but it's crazy in a way again.
Yeah.
He has this many and I'm not in this word disrespectful. This black book is exactly what you would say. It's a dirt book, basically. You wanted people to you wanted people to shut up. You just have these. You have all this. Basically, you just give this number to someone, or you do it yourself and put a little pressure on them.
Yeah, because if you got evidence on somebody and they try to speak, they pretty much are SOL. Because if they get exposed, then
Judy Price.
people are going to really question their loyalty to them.
Robin, another one with just the first name or last name. Then we have the Rothschilds. Obviously, we know about. Are we going into topic about them? But yeah, Rothschild is a famous name. We have, how many Rothschilds do we have? We have Jessica, Hannah, Evelyn, and Edward. Ah, with Preosaurus. There's a certain someone we knew about. The little pedophilic creepy bastard, Mr. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I figured he'd be on there.
And if you notice, guys, he's smart. He never gave his actual address. He gave the production company's address.
Yeah, I've been noticing that a lot lately.
In
order to keep one's ass out of the fire.
Yeah. Then we have the Trumps. Obviously, he doesn't want to know anything. Chris Tucker. Wald, David Wagner, Ozzy Warner, Bob Weinstein. Like we were saying, some of these are probably A-listers, or they've just given a fake first name.
Yeah.
Something would tell me, I'm not being acceptable, Weinstein and Bob, something would tell me that's Mr. Harvey.
I wouldn't doubt it one bit. I'm still surprised we haven't seen Weinstein from that one particular movie company, that corporation that he was in charge with. Still waiting to see that one.
Yeah.
O'Hara?
Yeah, that's going to be a can of worm.
I'm wondering why we haven't seen his name on there.
Here you go. Sarah Kellen, who I just said was the teen person who got teens for him, is squared in this, and his good friend Ghislaine. But my God, how many numbers has she got? She had 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang. Look at the numbers.
What the hell, dude?
Even got the password for a voicemail. On one. The police. Straight through to the police sergeant. At the time, Robert Goldberg. Beverly Hills Hotel. Doyle's. Four Seasons Hotel. Shutters on the beach. Then you have Brazil, a couple of things there. Entertainment, finance. And again, we have squares on finance. What are the things there that them two are were hiding secrets? Funds. Paris massage, again squared. And all of the numbers they've got is all of women on that Paris massage. Then we have Vera Corinne Velson, Marie, girlfriend, and an arrow pointing on girlfriend.
Yeah. And what
Yeah.
termination and what verbiage do we need that mean?
And then we have him in there, obviously himself. And arrows going towards 2P on the wrong book. And Miles and Kathy. Massage A Island. Then you have more. Italy, Jeffrey J. We've got our first clue in this book, guys, as well. Apartment for models. I wonder what kind of models, Jeffrey?
Yeah, what sort of little... I agree. What models are you needing? Who are they entertaining for?
Then we have, it looks like a couple of models with numbers there. Then we have Michelle Campos. Fired. Is that fired? Fired salty. Okay. Alan Dershowitz. Jeffrey again. Eric Garney. The list goes on in this black book. That's what we're telling you guys. This little black book was more of a big black book.
Yeah. That little black book can tell much if it gets out, and we're still surprised that the little gal is still alive. Surprised though the allergy to Hillary hasn't kicked in yet.
Then we have a little password or something, or civics on something. It's yeah, no, it's great Donald Trump, but Donald Trump wasn't having it.
Yeah, because there's absolute proof that when he found out that Epstein was trying to pull something with somebody, he had them not only kicked out of Mar-a-Lago, but had them basically banned. And there's absolute proof about that. So, trust me, there's no love lost between him and Epstein.
To be honest, I think, and I'm gonna say it now. If he was still your president, I would guarantee that the trial where all this come out would have been televised.
It would have.
The chief pilot there. More women there. Rexner.
because the trial that's going on now is nothing more than a hoax and I'll say it right here, it's a means of election tampering
Exactly.
because he's put on a gag order where everybody else isn't.
Exactly.
But he still has a means of slipping his information here and there.
Hmm. Then we have more. Then we have massage in the UK. Then we have Ghislaine again making an appearance with a London address and a Range Rover number. If she was over here. Dear God. Then we have all the doctors under his payroll, I presume. Ah, witness. Wonder what that means, eh, guys?
Yeah, they're. Well, if they were flying Boeing, or if they had Boeing stuff, they'd probably be disappearing. And all of a sudden, if they were a whistleblower with Boeing, they probably wouldn't be labeled as a witness. Oh, did I say that aloud? My bad.
Look at how many Florida numbers for the massages.
Good night.
Ghislaine again. AR loves. Rugs.
What sort of rugs?
Yeah. I guess they're the rugs that you need to get hold of very quickly. I'm finally getting to the end of this book, guys. There you go. Jeffrey again. Bruce King. The New Mexico massages. There you go. 92 pages in that black book. And that's from 2004 to 2005. The phone books. And I'm just going to go down here and just see if Clinton was mentioned. That's funny, isn't it? He wasn't even in the book.
So nobody could do their fingers do the talking with that one, apparently.
See, this is all public domain, guys. Look. Jeff, the crossing information. Look at this. This is all in a public domain, guys. Now that's on the US Customs and Border Protection. That one, which I just showing.
Yeah.
Then Jimmy Kimmel, of course, tweeted that 4 months ago, that he had never had any contact with Epstein.
Yeah, and he got upset, and Kimmel got, if I remember, I was one of the ones who got upset with this one individual because the way he was supposed to be hinting that he could have been in league with what was going on. Getting all butthurt about it.
But that guy is, yeah. You want to look at, like we were saying earlier, if you want to look at the dark side of Hollywood, there's your guy right there.
That's definitely a dark. To me, that's pretty much falls underneath the dark web type of material.
Yeah. And then you have this guy who just.
Oh, that piece of scum. And the fact that he comes walking into the courtroom one time looking like, oh, I'm all feeble, so you need to give me some love and support. No, you don't need love and support, Weinstein. You need to be taken and dropped off into the nearest Mariana Trench.
And that doesn't bloody help, does it? When last month that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's somebody who's got something on.
I'm going to say it now. I think, yeah. I'm going to say it now. I think he's got a little black book as well. And I know we're not going to see it yet, but one day we're going to find it, and it's going to be very enlightening. Because look, he's even got to be charged and did this 2 years ago. He was charged with indecent assault here.
Yeah, he's a little faker, is what he is. Because of his garbage, that's when on the whole Me Too movement came up, and that was a movement that came a joke real quick.
Really did. He is just. Harvey Weinstein won't be sent back to California. He's going to stay in the New York jail as retrial. And what? And California extradition process play out. And just looking at his face in this picture, guys, you can tell it's a face of no one with any remorse.
Yeah, they wouldn't miss him one bit.
Look at him. He just looks like, just hurry up and get on with this.
He's a piece of trash, is what he is.
He really is. And the list is like we were saying with Jeffrey. The list is extensive with him. There has been so many people who have said they've done it. And he's done it, you know. Because look, he paid off for look.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. That's all you need to know about this piece of trash.
That's exactly what Weinstein is, a piece of trash.
I won't go into much of it, but 2 decades ago, him and Ashley Judd. Yeah. Basically, yeah, she created a business breakfast meeting, and instead he had her sent up to his room, and asked if she could give him, if he asked if he could give her a massage or she could watch him shower. Yeah, that's 2 decades ago. And then 10 years ago, he invited Emily Nestor, who had worked just one day as a temporary employee to the same hotel, and made another offer, and if she had accepted these advances, he would boost her career. That right there, guys, is him and Jeffrey must be brothers from another mother, because and then you have I'm not being disrespectful, then you have someone I know as in a wrestling sense, like Tony Khan coming out and calling WWE Larry Weinstein of pro wrestling because of Vince McMahon. Oh, that's convenient, isn't it? 6 days ago, he got special treatment. He was in a private unit in a New York hospital still.
Exactly.
There you go, guys. You want to know even more dark side of Hollywood? Look, he was in a private unit. He should be in the public unit. He should be in a public ward.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Because if he was put in a public ward in prison, they pretty much would deal with him in a New York minute.
Exactly. Also, he should be in a public ward of in a hospital. Because I'm not in his head for that's the most he deserves. He should, if he was in a public ward of an hospital, you would soon see how many people would go for him. Even Mariska Adjety, look, he was new of LaSalle Law and Order Special Victims Unit has blasted the overturned conviction, saying it was a joke. Yes. Gonna leave that part here, but go and do your own digging, guys, because I can't bear looking at his ugly face. And that's why we call it Dark Side of Hollywood, people. Isn't it?
Dark Side of Hollywood, and there's a 2-tier system for those who are of the one caliber and another for another caliber. So you can definitely look at it and judge for yourself, or you pretty much can see it every single day.
And you can also look at it in another sense as well. If that was us doing something like that, we'd be in the public.
They wouldn't give us the same benefits.
No, you'd get the public of everything. Nothing except for I think a few guards would also try and take a quick bark and be like, we'll turn a blind eye for 10 minutes, so you can have a bit of fun at beating him up or something.
Exactly.
Because it's one of these like millionaires Hollywood types. Yeah, Hollywood elites. They like, we gotta try and protect him at all costs. Oh, fuck him. Slay him to the wolves. If someone got to Jeffrey, which I'm not being rude, we all know someone did get to Jeffrey.
Someone got to Jeffrey. He did not hang himself.
No. We know for sure that someone should get to Harvey. Because what's the name would come out before we finish up. Jennifer Lawrence come out and say an experience that she had with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we're saying about the dark side, because they get swept under the carpet for so long that how long did it take before he got pulled up with all of it?
Exactly. So he must have really got on the wrong side of somebody's path in order to have him pilloried. Oh, did I say that? Did I say that aloud? Damn it, those censors, they don't seem to when they're supposed to. I guess all this.
It's we all come out with something and everything. But yeah, it's like a really yeah, don't worry guys, I'm gonna be doing more on the topics on that later on some other things, but yeah, this has been the 2 debut episodes of Silver Screen Facade. The next one is gonna be even more thing. Gonna be looking at we're gonna be looking at more into Hollywood, and like we sort of touched on a few of them in this show, but we're gonna be looking at the bad side of child actors and what they've experienced, because they've endured a lot.
Oh, definitely.
Like I said, there was like we saw sort of that 10-year-old girl, bless her.
Yeah, the one who was killed by her father.
Yeah, there's Corey. There's also a few others, and I think then there's also I'm going to be talking about the conspiracy that which led to Ghost Adventures episode about what's the name? Oh, Johnny Depp and when he's with his bar in LA. At the time,
yeah, the Viper Room and
River Phoenix. It was River, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was yeah, that's what we're saying, guys. Yeah, he may have done come out with Lambert stuff, but there was that in his past as well with River. See, actors in one way or another get swept under the carpet with one thing with their past, and then something comes up later. So I'll be talking about that. I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try and get Joe on to try and do a Haunted Hours, obviously with you two, and then also with Lee repeat recordings, and that because that's going to be interesting. And that also, we're going to try and get him on also for the Bermuda Triangle, and going to do
I'd
also
love to
talk
do
about
the triangle one with you, because I know years ago I came up with the theory of trying to teleport to certain areas utilizing the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, and there's also I'm also going to talk about the other triangles in the world.
Oh yeah, the one by Japan, and there's also one in the Great Lakes.
Yeah, and there's also the Bridgewater one in Massachusetts. Then there's one over here in Yorkshire, and there's over there which has paranormal. Falkirk in Scotland has one, the Welsh one. So yeah, there's a lot of activities involving triangles. So that'll be in Secrets of the Stars or that, because I think triangles have a lot to play on this planet. But yeah, I'll be doing. I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try and get him on, but obviously he's not feeling well at the minute, bless him. But hopefully I can get him on tomorrow, fingers crossed.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah. If not, then I'll just bombard him.
Yeah, you just bombard me like Joe bombards me.
Yeah. Well, at least we know it works in one aspect. But yeah, if not, then we'll just have to try. I'll just do another one of something else. But yeah, the Haunted Hours one with the EVP one of miss, guys, because I've got crazy ones. I was saying I've got one where he says it in an an ambulance where the guy goes into the back of an ambulance after his eye is covered up because he got shot in the eye with a BB gun. And when they were closing the ambulance doors, this he repeated, he caught it because he was recording. He goes, "It's fine, I'm free."
Eerie.
So I've got a lot of them to for you to listen to. And there's a long 10-minute one which is based in New York and Syracuse, which gained a bit of prominence about 17 years ago now. So like I said, I'm gonna try and do my best to get Joe enrolled on that one because he's got a lot of things to do, talk about the paranormal. As he said on his cast the other day, if he was rich, he'd get everyone in on a paranormal hunt. Except Philip, because Philip didn't want to obviously do it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm gonna leave it here, guys. No, this has been a long one because this one I'm not being out of two. This is the one that I think is garners more attention because it's dark side of Hollywood.
Because everybody loves building up their favorite celebrities just to enjoy cutting them down.
Yeah, and I'm not being rude. We've just given you some examples now, but there's probably loads of controversies with Teddy that you could talk about. Like there's like Chris Pratt. There's that controversy with him a few years back. We didn't even get into, and there's a few others. Obviously we could all talk about the Oscars, but yeah, with Chris Rock and Will Smith's infamous moment.
Yeah, don't put my wife's name in your lips.
Well, it doesn't matter now, does it, Will? You two are split up, ain't you? So I think you're going to enjoy, like I said, you're going to enjoy this one, and you're going to enjoy all of them. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. If there's any ones that I've missed, or there's anything that I can add in a future one. Like and subscribe. Go and subscribe to Scott's channel, like I said, the Blind Dyslexic.
That's the name right here. So, and there's a link to my blog page, which I keep swearing I'm going to try to keep up to date, and I keep forgetting to.
Where's your editor?
Right here's the editor. Trust me, I've been bitching at him to keep the blog page up to date as much as possible, but the words seem to go in one ear and out the other.
By now, I'd about 500 post-it notes all over the place. But yeah, he talks about all things and that as well. Anything else?
Yeah, because my latest TBD on is my review of Space Babies of Doctor Who, and so you'll also get a nice little review of fingers pointing to how I feel that thing was rated. So
yeah, less said about Space Babies,
the better. Yes, I agree.
All I will say is that I know Devil's Called. Joel was saying earlier, and on their cast, the transition from Maestro to when you're playing the Doctor Who thing, when in the credits, the opening sequence come on, and then it got played onto the jukebox. That was like amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love when she started off playing the beginning tune on the piano. That was a good segue. I love that segue.
Then it went into the sequence, and then it got played off onto the jukebox. I'm like, that's amazing. They should do more sequences like that.
I agree. Where they're playing off of things.
And then I was hearing that like I was in the cast earlier. We're talking about Doctor Who, guys, before we go. But I was in on the cast earlier with Joel. Apparently, according to Connor, the RTD wants to do wants to do an episode for series 4 because hardly has any dialogue and basically all singing.
Oh, similar to the Flash episode.
Yeah. With Mr. Pitlick, or whatever his name was.
The Maestro.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to say that dude's name. So
it's Mixie Pitlick or whatever his name
was.
was.
You're talking. Okay, my bad. I thought we were still talking about Doctor Who. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From the Flash, weren't it? Because he also went into Supergirl, didn't he? And well, how do you know where RTD got his inspiration from?
Yeah, he definitely got it from DC.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So yes, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and then subscribe obviously to Scott, as we said. Like, comment what you think about all this, and let me know anything I've missed. I'm interested to know what you guys' opinions are. Like I said, I'll be back on later again today with some probably with a little bit of gaming, and then I'll probably do a cast. So I'll see if everyone's available, like Scott and Joe. If not, then you might just see Scott if he's not busy.
Let's see this. If you're doing, depending on how late it is, I'll probably be half asleep, or might be all the way asleep. So,
well, I'm not doing it till later on in the day now. This is my last one for the night. I'll probably be doing it about 5 o'clock my time, like 5 p.m. So thank you everyone again for watching. Thanks again, Scott, for joining me.
anytime, if I know about it, I'll dive in.
And
if I'm not bitching, moaning, complaining about GTA,
don't worry, GTA is a good game.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for GTA 6 to up and come out.
Oh, you and me both. You and me both.
That'll be a topic for you. A good cast on another time frame. The GTA 6 cast.
Yes.
Because I'm one of them that would like go and do it. I've been wanting to do Easter egg hunting on that. And they've also do their own version of a triangle on that, don't they? The Tomba triangle, I believe, on GTA, which has like a lot of activity. But yeah. Also go and like and follow my TikTok and Facebook. Obviously it's that. Not gonna be anything else. And yeah, thank you again, guys, and take care. Have a good rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this. Yeah, and remember, as we said, me and Scott said as well, don't be fooled by these celebrities because they have a very checkered past.
Oh, definitely.
And the one thing that they will, and I will say before I close, the one thing that they do very well is how can I put it? Act. And make you forget about some indiscrepancies. Because some of these like some of these actors you might like, and you may have forgotten about some of these controversies. So again, thank you everyone. Take care and bye for now.